I think the honorable thing for our species to do is deny our programming. Stop reproducing. Walk hand in hand into extinction. One last midnight, brothers and sisters opting out of a raw deal.
Do not trust any friends or family members. I repeat, do not trust friends.
Do you guys watch the sports? Can you guys tell me what's going on in the sports?
So much sports.
No.
Yeah, there's a lot.
I think
is what I
Canada's
understand to be
doing
the case.
okay in like soccer, but no one cares about soccer, do they?
Oh, do you?
I think billions of people might disagree.
I think,
it's true. They're just soccer people, I guess.
Yeah.
The big news in the Canada soccer thing is that guy who, like, he was running down the field or whatever, and like his leg snapped like so loudly that you could hear it, and
Amphibia right in half. Apparently,
gruesome injury.
No fucking kidding. Okay, I got to check that out. That's always horrible. I remember when Anderson Silva busted his leg when he kicked that dude that one time, and he
apparently it was a similar thing. I guess the guy had broken it or fractured it, and he was on like a 80% healed rate. You know?
Oh. I see. So he just came in a little too soon and puck.
That's right.
That's so gross when that happens because like you don't like the rubbery flesh, the way it just folds. You're like, oh, skeletons are important. Kind of need those. It's a good reminder. Be kind to your femur. You'll miss it when it's gone. Okay, all right. So there's been horrible fractures. That's it?
Geez, they're shitting the bed.
Oh, you're not counting wrestling, are you?
Oh,
that doesn't count. I'm sorry.
No, I don't have any. I don't even have any good updates there. So.
Oh wow, it's just dark times, except for everyone else in the world who feels it's incredibly sportific.
Do you have something? The Knicks. Are you talking about the Knicks?
I'm not talking about anything really. I'm just picking up on vibes.
The Knicks actually ties into wrestling right now.
It's a feel-good story, and also, he lifted the curse. It worked.
Yeah.
Oh, that fucking loser guy that curses people?
The vampire, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I see. He lifted the curse and then Nixon 6.
Yeah, he's been on ESPN. The team, like very serious people were trying to set up GoFundMe to give him money to make him not curse them and shit. Like things got serious.
Oh man. That's really funny. I guess he has something like kind of a doper's ESP. If you could imagine something like that.
You know what? I can take it.
Yeah, groovy.
He's tuned in.
Here on the Extinction Agenda with James
and Chris,
the man on the internet most likely to try to get you to believe that a swastika is an ancient Hindu symbol meaning all is well.
I'm a shitbag.
Yeah, sorry, pal. Maybe you shouldn't look at that swastika.
Not an official look that man at all. He's not really a permanent employee here.
All right. So Inherent Vice, the film by Paul Thomas Anderson, 2014, based off of a Thomas Pynchon novel that I've never read. I've read very few. I've read 1.5 Thomas Pynchon related products. And that's as far as I think I'm ever going to get on that front. But Paul Thomas Anderson is going to this is a period starting with The Master through to Inherent Vice, and then finally, most recently with One Battle After Another. There appears to be a fascination with Thomas Pynchon's work and a desire to adapt it as much as possible. This seems to be what's going on in Paul Thomas Anderson's later career. Chris, had you ever seen this movie?
I have not. And in fact, I have read 2 Thomas Pynchon things I will dip back in, and I always felt like, no, I need to read the book for this first, and I never got around to it. But
right.
Yeah, now I'm here. Now I've seen it.
What have you, just out of curiosity, what have you read? Crying of Lot 40. Yeah.
One of my favorite books, and Gravity's Rainbow, which is probably not one of my favorite books, but
you fucking finished that? Did we talk about you finishing it?
I think we did at one point. Yeah.
Okay, because that's the half book for me. I love that book. I love to go into it and try kind of fish around in its craziness and these absurd paragraphs
That's fair.
Yeah, I really enjoy it, but honestly, halfway through, I literally don't know what the fuck's going on.
Yeah.
And this movie gave that feeling, but was coherent and concise. I felt. What did you think of it? Sorry,
I felt that I was unsatisfied by it. Though I liked it, I was close to loving it. I feel like if I were to go back to it at some point, then probably I'll pick up a lot more and kind of like it'll click for me. But I think there are elements that would be in the novel, like because the parts that I love are the shifting nature of counterculture and like the sort of like everything failing and like the hippie scene collapsing and branching into these like sort of darker like fascist right wing movements, and people being between those things. And I think the book must have picked up on more of that, whereas this kind of takes a little more of a the romance with Shasta, who is fucking annoying, and so that kind of dampens things a bit. But I don't get me wrong, I did like it.
Cool. Yeah, Shasta Faye fucking brings out all my misogyny. This woman makes me hate women. She's just the worst. James, this is your first rodeo as well, yeah?
Yeah, man. So this was like a disaster. Was like I couldn't believe the dialogue. Like I'll probably have to watch it a number of times before I'll be able to take in all the little things that happen. And it did. I did like that during the chaos and like the parts where I was like, okay, like I'm not going to be able to make any sense of this at all, and I'm also not going to be able to talk about this because it's too incoherent and insane.
Yeah.
But like right around the midway mark, things started to like, I don't know, like I guess like as much as it could for Doc, like piece together. And then I was like, okay, this guy's like a legitimate private detective who just like has like a special way about him, and he's like a fucking got a Scooby-Doo crew around him, and he's going to figure this out, and I'm going to be there for the ride, and that was like that happened about midway, but like right at the beginning, man, like I didn't know how to feel. It was a disaster.
I took the most notes I've ever taken for a thing because I was just like literally trying to piece together the plot. It was like
what did they say, man?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a couple theories. Yeah, well, I don't know if I have a couple theories, but I have sort of a theory, but it's not like the thing about Pynchon novels, it's the way they're written. They're not only about conspiracy, but they also like they're so incoherent that you have to become a sort of conspiracy theorist to kind of figure them out.
Yes.
But it's still it's unstable. Like you don't know, your theory is just a theory, right? There's too many gaps. But I think one question that hangs over this. So this movie is about Joaquin Phoenix playing Larry Doc Sportello, who's a hippie private investigator. You can see why I wanted to pair this with Big Lebowski. And he has a lot of interactions with Josh Brolin, Lieutenant Christian F. Bigfoot Bjornsson, and Catherine Waterston. Shasta Faye Hepworth is his sort of femme fatale, comes back from his past and sets him on a sort of quest that intertwines with Josh Brolin's kind of fate and somehow also involves Owen Wilson. And that's like the main sort of drama, I feel, and then everything that's happening around him is the insanity of the world that he's in. I guess Joanna Newsom's an important part as well, playing Sortilege, or however you fucking say her name.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
I'm a big fan of Joanna Newsom, and I was like so pleased by her role, and like she was good. Like she had a lot of lines, and I didn't know she could act.
Narrated and everything.
Yeah, I didn't know she could narrate. Yeah.
So like at the base, I think that this movie like just layers a bunch of madness on top of you, like James is saying. But I think its story is pretty simple. Like Joaquin Phoenix, Larry, Doc Sportello, he like the femme fatale shows up. He needs to investigate something. And along the way, Other people show up who want him to investigate things that turn out to be related to the Shasta Fe thing. And then another person shows up getting him to investigate. And another person shows up getting him to investigate. But they're all ultimately directed, towards the same direction of like solving the mystery of Shasta Fe, who is not very helpful, however.
Because at some points, the people that ask him to investigate something all ends up being something he's already investigated, and he still takes it away. Yeah, man, I'll get that done for you. He's already been to see the guy's wife and kids when he first talks to Owen Wilson, and I'm like, this is bananas. This is funny.
Yeah. So like I do think
I'm watching Josh Brolin finger his own hand right now.
Oh, for fucking Christ. I love that. That's so gross and hilarious at the same time. Do you think and he's starting to like put his finger into his own hands, like a little fuck motion? And he's like, do you think they're fucking fucking? And then he licks his fingers and starts like just slow fucking his own. That's so good.
That's so fucking gross. Then finally Doc tells him he's getting a hard on.
Yeah.
I feel that this is gonna be one of those movies where I watched and I was shocked and I tried to take in all the details, but I think that the next time I watch it, I'm going to laugh a lot more.
I think so. It does reward rewatching. This is my third or fourth go. It's my favorite. I guess if There Will Be Blood and then this one are in terms of like ranking, if such a thing means anything. Just in terms of pure enjoyment, like I just find this one so mannerist and insane, but it also feels like it's about something. But it isn't actually about anything. But it feels like it's about something. And maybe we'll get some of that as we go along.
Yeah.
What did anything? I will say that this is the only movie, one of the few movies where I can like tolerate Martin Short. I think it's
a great cameo.
Fucking threw me right off.
Rudy Blood, greedy little hippie, just snorting away.
Yeah. What about this? And then when Joaquin fucking dives over the table just to be social.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so fucking funny. The car when they get pulled over, I love the feeling of the four people doing whatever the fuck they're trying to do while high on cocaine with all the drugs with them, getting pulled over by the police. It's just such a awful feeling. Like I don't want to say it. You know what? I'm just going to go ahead and say it. If you're in one of those positions on that type of drug and there are bad things happening around you, it feels exactly like they portrayed.
I'm gonna have a fucking. My heart's gonna explode.
It was just so good.
So, okay, here, one of the ways that we can sort of get at some of the things that movie is maybe talking about, and I think, Chris, you sort of alluded to this in like the right-wing dark aspects of hippiedom, counterculture. When the police officer shows up and he pulls them over, he rhymes off all these like Charlie Manson related things, like this is a Manson thing again, but he's like actually describing how they're acting. I wish I'd written it down. References to the Book of Revelation, and which is you're all exhibiting, and it's I don't know, it's just kind of interesting because like it's true, but it's also totally not.
Yeah, it's a hellish ride. The girl, like, when she pulled over and the cop walks to the window, she's like, "Are you the great beast?"
Yes, yeah. I really wish I wrote that down. That's too bad. But Manson features prominently over this. Like when Shasta Fe comes up and she does her fucking cruel seduction routine, which we got to talk about Doc. I think he likes getting his balls stepped on.
Doc, yeah.
I think he does.
He's so funny.
She comes in and she runs her thing, but she like first tries to seduce him with like the fantasy of Charlie Manson, the Manson girls. And
right.
Doc doesn't want that. You know, what he wants is to hear about his girlfriend ran off, and yeah,
like all the dudes that ran her through.
Yeah.
And then he's got to spank her and punish her. Yeah, that was something. That was uncomfortable.
Yeah,
Reese Witherspoon
sure
was fucking hilarious.
Well, that's another
The sex
example of
scene.
him, of Sportello getting stepped on.
Maybe you should
'cause, yeah,
bring your
she's shitty
soap
to-
and wash my feet.
Yeah. Ew.
You are disgusting.
Yeah.
It's another.
I'll bring
it's
a pizza.
It's a good example of how he's between, and like these characters are between two worlds. Like, because he is coming out of that hippie scene. It's the 70s. Now he's dating this DA, or junior DA, but like it's he's on one side of the law. He's has his toes, more than his toes. Most of himself is in the counterculture, in the underworld. Yeah, and same with Brolin. Like, he's between, like Bigfoot's like he's a menace. He's a fucking like fascist cop. You found yourself in a world of inconvenience. Like, the first thing that he announces to them, right? But like, and then I love
after a day of trumping civil rights, I
That's
found
right.
myself in the name.
I love this suggestion. I mean, there's something like mythic about him, the Bigfoot thing, but also the fact that he's just fucking kicking people. And like when he pulls Doc aside at that pool party and he just like lays into him, like just gives him like a fucking knee drop, kicking him. Like, you can see why this guy gets the nickname Bigfoot.
Yeah.
Or is he his partner? Like, sort of like they're like professional, like they're basically like professional informants that like one's on the edge of being illegal and the other one's also on the edge of being illegal, and they both sort of like find this weird place to intersect, I guess, right?
Yeah, they become, but also Bigfoot like hates him and like is willing to set him up at any given moment.
Yeah, but so one of the things that makes this movie for me super interesting and emotionally resonant is like the closing bits. And I know we're definitely jumping ahead, but so like I'll comment some other thing in a moment, but like when Bigfoot comes in and he smashes down the door, and then he starts like he smokes that weed, and then he starts just eating all the flour. And Yakeem's response is just to hold his face, and he starts to cry, and he's like, "Are you okay, buddy?
He's like, "Are you okay, brother?"
Yeah,
like, "I'm not your brother."
Yeah, but you could use a keeper.
Yeah, that hit me. I was like, "Oh man, like these guys are bros."
Yeah, there's something like that. Yeah,
I found a really great essay about that whole thing. It's about the idea of communion in the movie.
Okay.
And so like whenever they're together, Bigfoot's always eating, and at first it's
he's
like
always sucking bananas.
Well, that's the thing. It's like this like very phallic thing. He's got this chocolate banana. Like, he's like really like he's orally fixating on it. And it's sort of like this like dominance thing at first, but then they're like increasingly like they'll be at a meal together or whatever. And so like that final scene, this thing points out.
Cool.
Yeah, that's right. In the finale, like when he just comes in, and like it's a menacing thing. He set him up and all that, but then he just starts like eating the weed, and it's sort of like this. It is an act of community. It's like, he's going down to the hippies level and like just sort of like engaging in drug use in this fucking weird way, but like all of it at once.
Well, I think that's. Sorry, I have a bunch of thoughts, but like I guess my initial thought is our first introduction to Bigfoot is not when he shows up at the Pussy Eater Palace or whatever. It's when he's on the TV and he's dressed like a hippie and he's like advertising the what's it, Clears View or whatever it's called.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
was that Bigfoot?
And he's like,
yeah,
huge
it's
afro.
groovy, man. Yeah. No money, because he's a SAG member and he's constantly talking about like there's no work out there for no way, even extras dried up for me and that sort of thing. So and then we see him on the TV a bunch of times.
What's up, Doc? And
yeah.
And you're like,
so that I think that goes towards what you're talking about, Chris. Like I took the phallic thing. I was obviously there, like him sucking on that chocolate banana, but so he's lost his partner, and I feel that like his banana sucking days began after he lost his partner. So there's sort of There's sort of a homosocial thing going on there.
Oh.
And I guess at a certain point he stops sucking on chocolate bananas and joins the Doc Sportello crew, right?
Yeah.
That does happen. So I loved one of the things that made me love this movie was Josh Brolin at the Japanese pancake place. Moto Perikako! Hi! Hi! I fucking love that. I just watched that over and over. There is on YouTube like a mega cut of him just doing that over and over and over.
Wow.
And, yeah. I put it on one day. It's just for
Tapped into a vein there.
I didn't get too far. I was like, after a minute, I was like, okay, that's enough of that. But still though.
Yeah.
What do we feel about
his wife is great too.
When he
calls at home and like she's like, put him on the phone. Finally meet you. But yeah, just like giving him shit about like calling on his day or his time off.
Don't look like a beaten dog, and she's just like Mr. Moral Turpitude or whatever she fucking calls him. And he loves it, man. He just loves watching his wife like chew someone out on the phone.
But
I guess he too likes being.
Yeah, I think it also undercuts that like image that he has too, like where it's like suddenly like you're in his private space and like his wife is giving him shit for not, for working on family time or whatever.
Yeah. Nothing's as it appears. What about Doc? What's the overall impression of Doc other than that he likes to have his balls stepped on?
Doc's like I feel that his clinic says a lot about him, that these people are just like waiting to see him, like the doctor's in,
Mm-hmm.
Like he's good at what he does. Like he has a way. And then like his the funniest thing is like as you get like to a little beyond the halfway point, his like social engineering, where he starts using these like disguises and he's able to just like blend in as an accepted professional anywhere he goes, even though it's ludicrous and he just looks like the fucking same weirdo every time, and he just like lurks around and does all this like private dick work. He's so slick and and underrated, and that's just, I don't know.
You know what kind of brought that home for me is, where does he say it? Like he's talking with some person about how he's got a private detective license, and he starts talking about like the first time he got shot at. 1967, first time I got shot at, he says. And this is 1970. And whatever was going on with Chastafe or whatever was obviously prior to 1967. Because he was a skip tracer for a while, we learn. And then he ended up getting a private detective license, and so that must have been when he got shot at, right? So there's like he's an action adventure hero, just who happens to also be like a dope smoking goon, who gets knocked out Scooby-Doo style, left in the desert, with I think what really brought it home for me though was when he defeats the Dean of Mean, Keith Jardine, after having smoked that PCP or whatever. Toilet? Yeah,
that was awesome.
That was hard as fuck, because like I was like, holy shit, he just smoked some PCP. Like things aren't so good for him, and he's all tied up. And no, Doc's ready to fucking break out with his little fragment of Shastafe's credit card, unlocks handcuffs, and then proceeds to just beat the shit and then summarily execute two men.
That's a PCP.
Yeah. And just the way that Joaquin plays it, like that deep breathing, like he looks fucked up through that whole thing. And it's very tense. It's very tense, and it was very unexpected because, like, although we got some hints about how Doc is so effective, and we thought it was kind of stupid and passive that he went into that loan shark's place. What was Adrian Prussia? Great name for a bad guy. With the bats and stuff, and you're like, oh wow, he's just like, what the fuck's he doing? And he just runs in there with no plan and then just kills both of them. And that's fucking hard. This movie like makes him seem like a goofy kid, but then also like gives you like, holy shit, fucking Doc Sportello 2. Let's have a franchise, man. I want to see this guy come back.
Yeah, I was just watching him go through all the boob ties.
Oh,
I don't know. He's like constantly the Shasta Faye thing is the saddest part about Doc because it's just in the back of his mind, no matter what woman he's with or who's like around him being kind to him or his friends or that other girl who's the narrator who's like some kind of a significant other or it's Reese Witherspoon. He just like he can't like break free of her, and it's like it's funny because it's not really in text. It's like it's just in like subtext. It's kind of a lot of the time is like in his like expressions. And
No,
then they
I
do
think
a lot
I
of
think
like
it's
dream
text.
sequence. Yeah, they do a lot of dream sequences and stuff like
No,
that
no, no,
too.
no.
But
I don't. No, there's a text part and we haven't even talked about Benicio del Toro's fucking
oh my god, the
Sancho
marine lawyer.
Smilex Esquire. Yeah, the fucking marine lawyer. No, but they're talking about they're at that diner, that seafood diner or whatever, when they order all that stuff, and
I was like, what the fuck are they ordering?
yeah, and Doc asks him about like, was Shasta on the boat, and then Benicio's like, dude, I thought we talked about this. You can't talk about her anymore. Like, you can't be doing this to yourself anymore. So like he went down like a dark fucking depressive obsesso perv longing for her, right? Is how I read it. And then he kind of broke free, and then she came back and manipulate. Like, she creates a fucking mess. Whether the most charitable interpretation is that, like, I don't know, she kind of felt wayward or something, but like she's behind the fact.
No,
yeah, she's behind.
This is what women do.
That's true, man. If there's anything that Shasta Faye has taught me. So she goes and starts fucking the real estate guy. She starts fucking the real estate guy. She becomes like whatever the fuck she is for him. She ends up talking with Owen Wilson, and she hooks up Owen Wilson with like COINTELPRO in the FBI. Fuck, she does something else in there, but like she just creates this mess.
That Glenn guy also, whoever that Glenn guy was, I think. Like he loved her too. It's like one of the first lines in the movie is like when she's talking about Doc's thinking about like her relationship with the Wolfman, who's like a big real estate developer, and it says something like, he would have guessed that she would have said that she loved him, but that word's used far too much these days. She's just like moving through people's lives in this way, and like Doc is just another one of them.
Yeah, but the charitable explanation though is that she's trying to set it right by going to Doc, because she knows that fucking Doc Sportello can actually fucking deal with this mess she's made.
Yeah, he never let her down.
Yeah, you've always been true to me. That was she's so fucking manipulative. I fucking hate her. Oh, it's just what a beauty. Just a great villain.
I have to feel almost like she's represents like some sort of like fractured hippie spirit. And so part of Doc's fixation on her is like trying to get back to that, to the like what's moved on from the movement, what's moved on that was pure about it. And there is that moment that like the Ouija board, the time with the Ouija board, where like they, everyone's like strung out and like looking for dope, but they have this great time in the rain, like just because they embrace the moment of trying to go down like score, even though like it doesn't come through. They end up dancing or whatever, and like that's, they both are anchored in that, and kind of probably what brings her back to him.
That's very romantic, and I don't think that that's what's happening. I think like I don't think she has any, because when she shows up, she's dressed in Flatland gear, right? And she only like, as they say, and like I just don't get any, like, she's just a selfish person who does bad things. There's nothing redeeming about her. And so like I can't, like, I'm willing to accept that she represents some sort of fracture, and Doc perhaps wants to overcome that fracture and get back to that old thing. And maybe I'm misrepresenting you, but I got the impression that you thought that maybe both of them wanted to get back.
No. You're misrepresenting me. I hate Shasta.
Okay. Okay. Well, I don't know. You can still hate her and think that she wants to get back. Like that's still a possibility.
No, because even in like the things that she tells him, like, doesn't mean that we're back together. Like it's yeah, like there's nothing. she's
Oh, and
she's really terrible.
that poor bastard, when he looks at us, and like the final thing is like he's looking in the rearview mirror, but then he's just looking at us and the lights, and he starts to smile. Like he loves when she says that we're not back together. Like he's actually kind of like sad and weird. Like she's talking about like everything feels underwater. And then she just steps on his balls again, and he's like, yeah, time for another adventure.
That's bonkers. That's true.
Yeah.
I accept that interpretation.
Yeah. But the fracture thing, I think the counterpoint of Shasta Faye's shittiness and Doc's sort of trapped in that cycle with her is sort of counterpointed by the sort of closing monologue that I wanted to talk about earlier, but I skipped. Joanna Newsom's like, there is no avoiding time, the sea of time, the sea of memory and forgetfulness, the years of promise gone and unrecoverable. And talking about all these, like how the future will come and like a bandit or a robber or something like that. And then it ends on this like weird hopeful thing where like this idea of a risen and redeemed America, like the American fate mercifully as if the American fate mercifully failed to transpire. And like I feel that like Shasta has some connection to that American fate that did come to transpire.
Yeah. Would that be Manifest Destiny, do you think? Like, I don't know what the American fate would be, but
I think like it takes place in 1970, and so I just took the American fate to be the future, right? Like where we are now, where we are today,
and all that.
Or 2014, like whatever it is about America that's all fucked up, like all this, the hippie to fascist pipeline, right? Like the prevalence of the swastika, the relationship of the swastika to this pyramid scheme, to this idea, like as long as America is this thing you have to escape from, there's going to be an endless sea of people wanting to buy your product or whatever. Like,
and then owning both sides of it. I love that part of the conspiracy.
Yeah.
Like you sell the heroin, then you get them strung out, then you open the wellness clinics, and like you got everybody by the balls.
Yeah, and like the fucking, and now we can talk about Martin Short, a consortium of dentists, where dentists, and like like they're the biggest crime mob, right? Man, it's capital.
Fixing those teeth.
Yeah, fixing the teeth. Yeah, heroin,
leaches the calcium. I didn't know that. That's a new fact for me.
I don't know if that, like, I'm not denying it. I just don't know that that's the case.
I don't know either.
I know fucking meth does some shit to your teeth. I learned that the hard way. Am I right? No. No, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to tell a story about an individual. I'll not identify my work. The person needed some assistance, and when they first showed up, their teeth were fine. One of the allegations against them was that they were doing meth, and then months later, when it came time to continue to help them, their teeth were fucked. And so it's just, they were just trying to kind of hide their teeth, and it was really sad. But drugs will fuck you up, kids. Don't do it. Say no.
Yeah.
Not like Doc.
No.
Do the right drugs.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, you were going to say something.
That's actually a theme too.
It is a theme. Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't know what she saw in him except that he didn't do heroin, which freed up more time for them or something like that. Yeah.
I just think a good vibes, bad vibes, right?
Yeah. No, this is not Invisibles. I did want to say that, like this idea of like the shifting allegiances, the like the conspiracy, not trusting everybody, and then like the like forces of power and authority subverting the underground. Like, I think some of the cloth, definitely Morrison riffs off the Pynchon cloth. So.
Yeah. That's the source in this case.
Now going to that other side of things, like and Shasta as this sort of like whatever fractured spirit. Wolfman, the real estate developer,
Oh, our boy should have been free.
For his angle, like Emma, do I understand this correctly? That he wanted to like he started ripping off people and like he's bulldozed like neighborhoods and he's like driven out the Crips and like made it into like
the Guerrilla Brotherhood or whatever.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. But then he also seems to have sincerely hit this jag where he wants to redeem himself to the hippies and like offer like this commune basically. Like is that that felt like a sincere thing. And like I feel like that's partially due to like maybe Shasta's influence. But he's confused like that when he goes into the facility, like he's like, I had a dream that I was gonna give away all my money and like they're trying to fix me.
But don't they fix him?
I think they do
one
fix
of the
him.
things that happens later that he reads the paper and it's like he's back, he's a mogul, and then he like Shasta's still missing. He's back together with his wife, and he's just back screwing people over again.
Oh, I took that as a historical reading, but yeah, honestly, you're right. That could be. I didn't take that as the like current paper, but of course it's the current paper. It's a fucking newspaper. Like, yeah. Well, because he does a lot of research with newspapers in this one, so like I guess I'm a little confused on that. I think you're probably right, though. Whether they fixed him or not is a different thing. Like, there's the FBI's involved at that resort, and it used to be all the cops. Oh no, it's not at the resort. Sorry, it's at it's the place where the Dean Amin Keith Jardine is with the Shasta tie. He's there, so he does give away all of his money. And it's because like the first time they talk about Mickey Wolfman, Doc calls that woman who's fixing her face. We got a live one tonight. I really fucked up my face. And she's, technically Jewish, wants to be a Nazi. She thinks he's stoned out of his mind. And trying to, I think she even mentions at that point that he's trying to like do something maybe with his money.
Him. Yeah, they're trying to commit him because and she's trying to figure out why she's what her loyalties are.
No, not like Shasta. No, you're right though. You're right. That is like one of the things that Shasta says, like to kind of kick off the mystery. Anyway, the idea is that he just did so many drugs. He just did a bunch of acid. I think it's mentioned twice in the movie. And he's just gone on a guilt trip. And he's giving away his money because he's like Bigfoot and like a Doc, like he's kind of halfway between two worlds, and the FBI brings him back.
Yeah,
to James's point,
he's like a Kurtz in the middle of this whole thing. But then they get him back. Yeah, and I love the FBI like when they're like, was it you can make $300 a month by being
American dollars?
Yeah.
There's so many middle fingers thrown up in this movie. I love it. It's just everybody's constantly just like. And I love the way that Doc does it. I think I'm going to start doing it. He gives the peace symbol and then he gives the fuck you symbol. Pretty consistently. That's his move.
That's great. Fake out.
Yeah.
And I love that they're trying to like the FBI's trying to get Wolfman in there specifically because they want like a white people instead of Italians running Las Vegas. Apparently the book has a scene in that like it's set in Las Vegas that they didn't film, but I gotta check that out. That sounds cool.
I really like the FBI pool party too.
Well, that's what we're talking about. Yeah, man. Yeah, just fucking chilling, making hot dogs. Old Wolfman's wife. That's not the same location.
He was fantastic. Not an English rose, but an English daffodil, maybe. And then like she's got her like veil, like a morning veil on in her bikini.
Yeah. This is my my spiritual coach or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It kind of sends up I think, I don't know, the bougie is an important element of this. Like, and one element of bougie is like always trying to like incorporate counterculture. I always think about every time I hear a mother say something like my bad or, when they're like, particularly like a white mother back in the day, like I just feel that like one element of contemporary, I don't know, not bourgeois culture or whatever, but definitely mainstream culture is always trying to like, I mean, this is such a fucking anodyne thing to say. It's just, to pick up on the counterculture and to try to incorporate it. And nowadays it's more hip hop, rap, black culture, that kind of thing. But in this, it's hippie culture that the elites are, I guess the high is trying to imitate low in order to, I don't know. I don't like, are they, I don't appear to be actually be aiming towards some sort of enlightenment or something like that. Yeah.
No, they have a Keith Jardine cult in there, so no.
I ended up rewatching all the Keith Jardine fights after this. He had such a weird style.
Dude, he's so big.
Yeah.
I can't believe how big he was.
You were talking about the person who had the best post UFC movie career. Keith Jardine has directed movies.
That's incredible.
He's made 2 movies at this point, if I remember correctly.
He's been killed by Joaquin Phoenix. I mean, doesn't get much better than that. Yeah,
I hope that not the way I imagined I'd go. What does fucking Cup say? Not the end I'd hope for, son. Yeah. I don't know. So many weird moments. It's tough to pick them all.
Owen Wilson.
Oh, I don't have any idea what Owen Wilson talked about.
Well, because
you guys know? Help me.
Having watched it a few times, and it's just basically like he was in a shitty position. His story is that he was in a shitty position because he was fucked up on heroin, and his wife's fucked up on heroin, and the baby's fucked up on heroin through the breast milk.
And basically, he joined the Nazis and wasn't able to leave, so he sacrificed. Like, he wanted to make sure his family stayed safe. That's it.
Well, he joined. Not the Nazis, federal government. Probably the same thing, and this movie wants to say. But as part of COINTELPRO, which was an actual thing where the federal government surveilled and infiltrated numerous left-wing organizations because they were afraid of their own shadow a lot of the time. And so he ends up part of that world, and so he pretends to die, but he's stuck in this world, like pretending to be a bunch of different identities for the sake of the federal government to control and manipulate the counterculture.
Yeah.
And so he wants to escape. And I really love that, like, when Joanna Newsom asks him, what's going to bother you, Doc? Because Doc's he hasn't killed Adrian Prussia or whatever, but like everything's kind of dangling and he doesn't know how to solve things. And he's really troubled, and she's just like, what's going to keep you up at night? And like, it's Owen Wilson and the fact that like a family can't get back together. I think that's an important part of Doc.
It is, I that's what I kind of grapple with, because like it's a weird story that for it to be at the heart of it. I mean, the wife's name is Hope. I feel like that's significant somehow. Like maybe it is. I feel like there's something about identity. If I were to really think through this movie and watch it again, just like a lot of characters seem to have lost who they are, like don't know who they are. There's that whole 60s, 70s thing of finding yourself. But yeah, it feels like and Owen Wilson's got that like fractured, he's a controlled opposition guy. Like they've set him up to infiltrate. And yeah, it kind of comes down to that resolution, like something about restoring him to his family is the emotional center of that movie. There's also a lot of weird, I don't know if you make anything about the religious, like when they're at that party in that, like the skinhead, like the Nazi / like music producer house thing.
When they do the Last Supper.
They do the Last Supper. Literally, it looks like that pose. And he is a man who's resurrected. When he talks to Bigfoot about him, like what if a person comes back to life?
Oh shit, you're right.
Yeah. Like there's this whole.
Is that place is that the like house that had like the vibe or whatever, and the like pussy eating chick was like, "Can I get a ride home with you?" I'm not,
that's right.
not
in here. Yeah, that was awesome. And that great monologue again from Newsom, where was it possible that every gathering, concert, peace rally, freakin', some dark crews have been busy all along reclaiming the music, the resistance to power, the sexual desire from epic to day, and all sweep up from the ancient forces of greed and fear. Like that's wow, that's so resonant now. Like
Yes,
yeah,
and that's the American fate that I'm talking about. Like
that's
that's
the
the
American.
thing.
You're right.
Yeah.
Oh, that is such the American fate. Yeah, you're right.
And so I just and that's one of the things that makes this movie like a little bit of a cut above, because it can have this like zany story, but they managed to imbue everything with a sort of poetic. And I think it's because it's so crazy, right? Like it becomes crazy. Like if something's crazy enough, you can turn it into poetry. And if you just add the sort of right elements and just like little, like you just add like a paragraph on something and it just reframes all the crazy shit that you're seeing, and it helps you make sense of it.
It has to be a pungent paragraph though. Like the quality of that prose is stunning.
Yeah. I think so. And that's a funny thing. Like this isn't a pungent thing, and obviously I'm not like a great expert, but one of the things that just every once in a while you're like, whoa. And then he gets back to just fucking talking about people eating shit or something. And
yeah. She's really into this band Spotted Dick. She's into the dick.
Oh yeah. Dick everywhere.
But that's that's interesting, because that's that has been a theme of this month in a way too. Like the Big Lebowski's like that, where it's like so much of it is like goofy. And these figures, like these counterculture figures, it's like, is this how they're used in the figure of the slacker or the outsider, that sort of thing? Like just to like, this is kind of creating another alternative American mythology, or like.
Yeah. Because like when that speech is given about the American fate or whatever, they found the Golden Fang boat, and they're like, who got him? Like the Department of Justice. So you're saying justice has been done? And it is as if a new world has been created in that moment. Like this is like all this sadness and everything that you just watched. It did actually the Sonderweg went the other way. And instead of Nazism, you ended up with a good world. Unfortunately, however,
it passes.
Doc's experience with Bigfoot and then his final drive with Shasta implies to me that like, we've fallen, right? Like it is sort of Adam biting it at the apple. In that moment.
Yeah, because restoring the American family, or like just like a family together, that is part of that, like the reversing of the the bad vibes. That's gotta be it. Yeah.
Which is very nice and all, and it's a they had a sad story, but like it is inherently conservative.
I love when he screams at the when he sees the picture of the baby.
Okay, I don't. I think that this movie has two big failures, like two tonal shifts that are inappropriate. And one is when he screams at the picture of the baby, and the other one is when he's in his office and he's fucking doing laughing gas, and then that girl comes in.
All right.
I love that.
Oh, it's amazing. Yeah, no, the laughing gas isn't the problem. So he smokes, he does the laughing gas, and the girl does the laughing gas, and then he's like, hey, you want to hang out? And she slaps him, but then it's as if she didn't slap him, and it just really comes out of nowhere. Same with the scream. Like it just feels like a bad tonal shift.
You're wrong, because he likes getting his balls stepped on. So the slap is like, that's his happy place.
And then she says no immediately after. I was willing, like, it's not the worst thing. I was just saying, like, if in a movie that I otherwise like thoroughly enjoy moment to moment, those two things kind of, they feel like a record,
Fair enough.
Yeah,
that's fair. Yeah, they were both jarring moments. Like those were both memorably jarring.
Yeah,
for me also, to be like, whoa, like almost just like sort of snaps you out of it.
Yeah. Because she could have just said no and then go off with these two Nazi bikers that she just clearly just expressed that she likes to fuck two people at the same time.
She did tell him that directly.
She did. Two at a time. Yeah. That's what I like. What did she say? That's my style. I like that this movie is sexy. That goes a long way with me as well. Like maybe not sexy, but there's lots of sex, right? And that's not always the case. That definitely wasn't the case in There Will Be Blood, right? What a sexless movie.
Or Lebowski.
Or Lebowski. Well, no, Lebowski had lots of sex. Tons of sex in that one. And I think that's one of the reasons I connected these two movies. Like, they just seem to be American masters doing their own. I hope all the American masters did a movie like this. Like this was the American
comedy.
Yeah, dark. Yeah,
Coyote sort of story.
Yeah, with the hippie who's a private investigator in some form or another, and use it to say something about America, and the present day. I think that's a beautiful tradition, man. Look out!
It's
Dante,
really the
man.
best of American culture.
There we go. Yeah.
I'll sign off on that.
Yeah.
Christmas in